Hey guys, welcome to My Little Paintbrush. I am Miss Sarah, and today we are going to be painting an American ice cream cone in honor of Independence Day and all the other things we love about America. Of course, we love ice cream, right? You can change up these colors any way you want. You don't have to do a red, white, and blue ice cream cone like me, but it's fun. So I'm going to do that. You can mix up your red and white and get a pink one, blue one, you've got yellow, you have brown for chocolate. Make your own flavor. Have a good time. Let's do this. You ready? All right, I am going to start with a jar of water, and I have brushes. My favorite ones for this one is a large flat, small flat, and a detail brush. You can use what works best for you. You don't have to do it like me, okay? Every artist is different. But that's what I'm going to use, and I have all of my colors on my plate or palette, whatever you're using, laid out so I can mix and I can see them and get to them easily. If you are using our paint kit, you have them all in little cups. You can lay them out on your plate. One thing I suggest is with your white, you just split it up into two piles so that you don't waste it all at one time. You want to use your white a couple times in this painting. Okay, let's get going. First thing we're gonna do is paint around our ice cream cone. So I'm gonna take a large flat brush, get it wet, rinse it in my jar. The first thing we do, right? We wanna loosen our bristles, get them nice and clean and damp because acrylic paint loves water, right? All right, so I'm gonna do my background a light pink color. Again, you can change this, right? Whatever color you use though, I suggest you mix it with white. That is my suggestion. It goes on so nice when you do that. So I'm gonna mix white and a touch of red together to get this pink color. See that? Now, if you wanna change this and do a strawberry ice cream or something other than what Miss Sarah's doing, go for it, but mix white with your background, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead now and go around my cone, my ice cream. Now I'm going around the edges pretty fast. You probably aren't gonna go this fast, okay? That's okay. You don't need to go as fast as Miss Sarah. That's why our tutorials are so awesome. You can pause it. You can pause it and catch up if you feel like you need a minute. You do not need to go as fast as Miss Sarah. I'm going pretty quick because I kind of have to. All right, you don't. You can go nice and slow. Take it easy. I'm gonna go around my cone as carefully as I can, right? We don't want to paint inside our cone if we can help it because it's going to be yellow and yellow. Oh my goodness, you can see through yellow. It's transparent. So it is a little bit harder with yellow to cover up paint. But you know what? Don't panic. Don't panic if you do it because it always is doable. We can always cover up. But I'm going to go nice and easy here around my cone and my ice cream. Right? I don't want to paint inside of it if I can help it. But I'm going to. I'm probably going to paint inside of it a little bit. That's all right. That happens. Have so much fun doing this. This is so fun. I love mixing colors and seeing them come together on my canvas. Just makes me so happy. So I'm gonna just go around. I'm slowing down now. So when I get close to my pattern, I slow it down, right? Don't wanna go too fast. There we go. Whew. Going around. There it is. Now at this point, if you were at our studio, I would encourage you to paint your sides, bottom, and top as well. We call that wrapping your canvas. It just finishes your piece and makes it look so nice. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Okay, it's all up to you. You decide, you're the artist. But if you want to, you can paint your sides, top, and bottom. All right, I'm gonna rinse my brush now really good. Get it super clean. Okay, there we go. Now, at this point, you wanna give your canvas just a second to dry. The paint will dry super fast, but wait just a minute and let it dry. You could even get a blow dryer or a plate and fan it. Okay, but let it dry a minute because we're going to do our cone next. And we don't want to mix our pink and our yellow together, right? Okay, or whatever your background color is. But my cone here is going to be yellow with a little bit of white. So I'm going to mix some white and yellow together. Just brightens it up, and we love bright cones, right? I love bright cones. So I'm going to mix a little bit of my white and my yellow together like that. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and paint my cone in. Now remember, you can pause if you need to for just a minute. Pause this video and finish up your background. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and just fill in this cone. Put my yellow in. I'm going around the edges of my ice cream. I'm brushing out any of those thick globs of paint. Okay, and I'm going to try and paint my edges nice and smooth here. You want to try and go all the way down the edge of your painting without picking up your brush. And that takes practice, so just do your very best, okay? Here we go. Go all the way down the edge. There it is. Now we're seeing our cone. Now if your paint is really wet and you went ahead and accidentally touched your background color and mixed it in your yellow, go ahead and stop, rinse your brush. Okay, it's okay. Don't panic, it's all right. Just stop, rinse your brush, and let it dry a second, and you can paint right back over it. If you keep painting, you'll just keep mixing those colors. So let that dry a second. All right. I'm going to rinse my brush now. There we go. Lovely. Okay, let's go ahead and put our ice cream on while our yellow is drying. I'm going to start at the top. That way I don't mix my yellow and my red together and get orange. I'll get orange ice cream. So I'm going to start at the top and paint it blue. I have really dark blue and I just want a touch of it because I want a light blue. So I'm going to just mix a little bit of my blue and white together. Remember how we were supposed to separate our white? I hope you did that because we do mix white with different colors, okay? Now as soon as you're ready and you like that color blue that you have, go ahead and go on up there to the top of your painting and fill it in. We're going to paint that blue on there. There we go. And you see how I'm painting from side to side in a rainbow shape? That way my ice cream looks like a good round scoop. Okay? So I'm painting in a rainbow shape from side to side. Just like that. Now if your paint is a little bit dry, all you need to do is add a little bit of water. Okay? Just add a little water to it. Here we go. We're going to give it a nice round top to our ice cream. There it is. Now let's give it those fun drips. So I'm going to go down and up. And it's like I'm driving, a little toy car. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm just driving my car all the way around. Right? You want to try to imagine that and not pick up that brush. That's what gives you those corners. All the way around. There it is. It gives you that fun drip. Whoop, I accidentally picked up too much white. Blend that in. There we go. All right, so now we have our first ice cream scoop, right? Got our first ice cream scoop. I'm gonna curve that up there so it's even. There it is, all the way around. Lovely. Okay, rinse your brush. Really good. Got to do our red now. I'm not doing my white yet. I want to let that blue dry a second. I'm going to do my red one here. And yes, I'm adding a touch of white to my red. Okay, just going to add a little bit of white to my red. Because again, it goes on so nice when you do. Now here's the thing. If you add too much white to your red, you get pink, just like our background color. Okay? So you gotta kind of go easy on the white, but a little bit of white in our red is awesome. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try driving that car again. All the way up and around. We love this. This is how we teach our artists. In our studio, it's like we use things to help you get the idea, right? So we want to try and move our brush in that direction. Around our eyes. Now if you paint inside your eyes, that's okay. Or if you want to do different eyes than Miss Sarah's eyes, you can do that. You can paint right over those circles that I've traced on there. And do it different. We love different. We do. We love to see what you come up with. So I'm going to come around here, get that drip. So once again, we're going to do our little drip shape here. Kind of want to smooth it out best we can. But it is an ice cream scoop, so it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just do our best. Okay, so here's our little drips. We're going all the way around, trying not to pick up that brush. Woo! Pretty tricky. Just give it your best shot. It looks so fun either way. Okay. There we go. You go all the way around to this side. And this takes a minute. You really have to take a second and concentrate, huh? To fill it in. Make sure you take your time. There we go. Brush out any drips you might have. Lovely. So pretty. I'm excited to see all the ice cream cones you guys come up with. So I know your colors will probably be different from mine, or maybe they'll be like mine. I don't know. But I'm excited to see. Make sure you tag us so we can see them. It's one of our favorite things. All right, we got our red on, got our blue. I'm gonna rinse my brush. All right, really good. Make sure it's super clean. Okay, now I'm not gonna paint my white yet because I wanna make sure my blue and red are really dry before I do that. Now, I'm going to add some brown to my cone, and I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. We do one way, which is called floating, and that's where you take a flat brush, like a medium flat or your big flat brush, and you put a little bit of brown on the corner of your brush, and you face the brown outside, okay, towards the outside of your cone. Oh, I had blue in my... It looks like I have blue in my paint. How did I get that? Oh dear. I'm going to just wipe that off a little bit. Double check my brush. You guys do that, okay? Remember, if you keep painting and you get a different color, you want to stop what you're doing, rinse your brush and paint back over it. Don't keep going. Okay, so let's try that again. Put brown on the corner of your brush, and you can follow the outside of your cone and put that line all the way around the edge of your cone, just like that. Or you can use a line or detail brush, which our younger artists prefer. It's a little bit easier because learning to float takes some time. It's a little bit of practice. Okay, so if you prefer not to float, use your line brush. You can do the same thing with a line brush. You just want to follow the outside edge of your cone like this. Go all the way around with that brown, just like that. Okay, I'm going to follow it all the way around. Now both ways are great. They're just different. So we kind of introduce some of our younger artists to floating, give them the option to try it. But it's definitely something that comes with time and practice, okay? So give it a try if you want. You can try the floating or just take that line brush and go around your cone with it. Okay, so I'm going to go around. Make sure that brown is on there really good. If you notice, my floating just makes that brown fade into my yellow a little bit more. And that's the difference. You just get that fade into your paint color. That's the difference with floating. All right, so I'm going to go also along the edge of my red here and give it a little bit of a shadow. Just like that. A little bit of a shadow around the bottom of my cone there. It's kind of fun. Remember, if you want to try it, you just put a little bit of brown on the corner of your brush and go around the edge. Give it a shadow there. You can go around there with that, or you can use your line brush. Fill it in too. They both work great. There we go. Like it. Okay, once that brown is on, we're going to add our lines now. And again, you can do this with your line brush, or you can float it really quick. I'm going to start here with the first drip and just add one line going down from the very base of my drip to the edge of my cone. Okay, then I'm going to come over here to the other drip and go straight across and add another line for my cone. Okay, now I did that with my flat brush. Now I'll do one with my line brush so you can see the difference. Now I'm going to use my line brush. This is for our younger artists, okay? If you want to try floating, grab your line brush. And now I'm going to go from this corner to the corner of my drip here. My ice cream drip, okay? And I'm going to do a line of brown. And I'm going to do one more here. Straight up. Whoop, to that one. Picked up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we'll just do a little line here as well. There you go. So there's your two different ways of doing your lines. You can float it, okay, just like that, or you can do your line brush. I'm gonna rinse my brush now. That's all done. All right, so while that's drying, let's go ahead and paint our white in. All right, take your flat brush, paint in your white ice cream, fill it in. You can go over your trace line there, fill it in, and anything you want to cover up. This is your time to do that. So if you accidentally painted your background in, or if you want to cover up some blue or red or any color you got in there that you don't want, this is how you can just go right over it and fill it in. One thing I love about the white, you can just go right over things and it covers it up. So I'm just going to go and drive that car again. Whoop. Fill it in. Brush out that paint. Okay, there you go. Lovely. Okay, rinse your brush. Let's let that dry a minute. Now let's paint your eyeballs. Okay, so I'm going to use, you can use either a detail brush or you can use a flat brush, whatever works best for you. And we're just gonna, I like to use a flat one, press it down and spin it around to get my circles. But you can also use your detail or line brush and be very careful. Circles are tricky, so we just do our best. We do our best with circles. They take lots of practice. Okay, so I'm going to circle around. Fill it in. Ooh, I like it. Now you can add eyelashes. You can add those fun eyebrows we're going to do in a minute. We're going to give our eyes a little sparkle or reflection in the eye in a minute, but we want our black to dry before we do that, or your sparkle will be gray, right? So we don't want that. Okay, I'm going to add little eyebrows over here on the corner of each eye. Bloop. Little eyebrow there. A little eyebrow here. And now we're going to add a smile. Okay. Our smile is kind of right here in the middle of our eyeballs. There we go. Right in the middle. Give them a little smile. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Rinse your brush. Let those eyes dry for a sec. And let's put our sprinkles right on top. Okay? We're just going to use our line brush. Fill it up with some white, like that. And all I do is do a little press, a little brush stroke. Right there. You can do a big one, you can do a long one. You can do it short. You can do small ones. You can even do dots if you prefer not to do lines. So many options. Just have some fun with it, right? Those lines on there however you want. One thing I like to do with sprinkles is not have a pattern. I want them all to be different. So some are going up, some are going sideways, some are going down, right? Just have fun with it and try not to give it too much of a pattern. You can do as many as you want. Or you can keep it like mine. I didn't do too many, but it's totally preference, okay? You add as many as you want, as many colors as you want. I did white because it kind of represents the stars, right? And the blue on our flag. Okay. Go. How are we doing here? I feel like we're doing pretty good. Add a couple here. Oh yeah, very cute. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my brush. There we go. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let's do our highlight and our cone while you have white on your brush. If you already rinsed it, it's okay. You just put more white on it. And I'm also going to make sure my white ice cream is ready. Okay, so I'm going to put white on here, do some highlighting here. So in my cone, I just do a little stroke here of white, okay? And then I come right below the brown and do another stroke of white. And then right at the bottom, I do a little curve for that cone curves. See that? Gives it a little bit of a highlight on our cone. Love it. Okay, and then I'm going to give us a little bit of a highlight here in our red. Just like that. Perfect. Now rinse your brush. Okay, and one of the last things we're going to do is I'm going to do some outlining. Now some of our artists do not like outlining. If you don't like outlining, that's okay. You don't have to do this with me, but if you want to, you can add the outlining to your painting. And I don't do all of it, I just do a little bit of outlining here. I'm gonna come right around the corner, just let that black fade out. But I do some outlining on this piece just so you can practice line work. And it also kind of helps finish it up. Now we have a lot of artists that prefer not to do any outlining. It's perfectly okay if you don't want to. You can add the sparkle to the eye in just a minute. Okay, so we're just going to come around here on the drips. There we go. Just outline wherever that ice cream is dripping. Right along the edge. Just kind of cleans it up. Go. And I don't outline all the way up. I just kind of let it fade out. Now you can keep outlining if you want to. I just let it fade out there. And then I do outline the white so that you can really see it. The white can get lost in our background, so we're going to outline the white a little bit. Like that. Okay. Now I don't outline all the way along the bottom part of the white, just a little bit. Go up, down, and let it fade out a little bit like that. And we'll do a little bit of outlining here. It also gives it some shadow there under the white. Really helps it stand out. And come along the side of this one. There we go. Then we'll do a little bit of the red just along the bottom. There we go. Follow it around. Now with outlining, you do want to make sure you have enough water in your paint, right? So it'll go on nice and easy for you. All right, looks awesome. Okay, so you can add a little bit to your cone. It's the last part of the outlining that we're going to do. I'm just going to come down the cone a little bit. Go around the bottom. Again, you can outline the whole cone if you want to. I'm just letting it fade out. All right, now we're going to keep on outlining. We're almost done. Let's just get the last little bit here on our cone. So I'm going to follow the edge. Here we go. You can outline the whole thing if you'd like to, but I'm just going to leave it like that, just kind of to give it the idea. All right, and now I'm going to add a little bit of black right next to my brown lines. And I'm just going to do that one. And then I'm going to do a little bit of my middle one, just like that. And I'm going to do this brown one right there. So just those with some black, and that's it. I didn't do any of the other ones. You can if you want to, but it's just to give it some low lights. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is our eyeballs. So grab your biggest brush. This is so fun. You're just gonna take your biggest brush, flip it around, use the back of it. We call this our chocolate chip. So I'm gonna stick my brush in that white paint, pick it up, and you can see a chocolate chip form. That means you have enough paint on there to give yourself a good stamped circle. Okay, so there's my first one. I'm gonna come over here and do my second one. Oh, that one was a good one. It's a good circle. If you want it bigger, you can kind of circle the back of your brush around. Just depends on how big you want that circle to be. I'm gonna circle mine. Give it a big circle. Okay. And now my second little dot, I want smaller. So I'm just going to kind of gently dot at the back of my brush. Give it a smaller one. Just like that. Smaller reflections. Isn't that cute? I love it. All right, you guys, you did it. You did a beautiful job. Last thing we encourage you to do is sign your work, because as artists, we're so proud of ourselves, right? So I'm going to find a little spot and put my signature. I'm going to put Miss Sarah here, and always use, I guess you don't have to, but I always use a detail or line brush to put my signature on there. Okay, that way it's not overtaking my canvas. I want to be able to see my beautiful art, right? And if you have any white show up, just paint over it. Check it for anything you want to touch up or add. We love to see what our artists add to their work. And thank you for painting with me today. I had the best time. We hope to see you next time. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. We'll see you later. Bye.